With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnnie Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnnie Walker Dread Show.
Yeah, some of the arguments used by the anti-Kyles are real hoots, but this one is really good. I remember this one from the early get-go. You don't hear it quite as much anymore as people started wising up a little bit, but the argument goes like this. Kyle meant to kill people that night because he was wearing blue latex gloves. All right, so here we go. Here's Twitter. And Brooklyn Dad, defiant. Yeah, he's defiant. People are telling him to wise up and be smart about things, but no, damn it, he's going to reject those ideas. Kyle Rittenhouse drove across state lines with his AR-15, put on latex gloves to prevent gunpowder residue on his hands. Well, he wrote it as gunpowder residue, okay, and murdered 2 people. I mean, there you go, right there. He's going to be shooting people, and he doesn't want any of that icky gunpowder residue on his hands, so he put on these latex gloves. Now, this is the intellectual side, right? These are the intellectuals that are telling us about why Kyle Rittenhouse is guilty of murder. So let's move on. Whoever got Kyle Rittenhouse that AR-15 needs to be charged as an accessory to murder, okay? Besides beating a gunshot residue test, is there another reason to wear those gloves and no mask? Providing medical care to people, maybe that might be a good reason to wear gloves. Don't most EMS people wear those latex gloves? I know that police officers put them on whenever they're going to go and help somebody medically, so maybe that's the reason. It must be murder, mayhem. The fact that Kyle Rittenhouse had rubber gloves on shows that he planned on killing someone. Kyle Rittenhouse illegally crossed state lines with a gun at 17 years old. No, he didn't. He was wearing what appears to be latex gloves. He had no connection to Kenosha. He does. He has very strong connections. Or the property he was defending. That may or may not be true, but who cares? He killed 2 people. Okay, so he's wearing latex gloves. That's the real deal. Just a friendly reminder that Kyle Rittenhouse wore latex gloves so he wouldn't have any powder residue on his hands or leave any prints, and that his first victim was shot in the back. Why was Kyle Rittenhouse wearing latex gloves? So you see, they're all fixated on this. And this is what happens when you have confirmation bias. When you have confirmation bias, you create a narrative, and then everything you see seems to fit that narrative. They were convinced that Kyle was guilty of murder. And so they see these latex gloves on him, and they fit the purpose of that towards murder. In truth, it's a stupid argument. If Kyle is going to shoot anybody that night, it's going to be caught on video. There's going to be hundreds of witnesses. Gunshot residue on his fingers isn't going to do a damn thing. I mean, does anybody reasonably expect that Kyle thought that he was going to shoot somebody and then claim he had nothing to do with it? When there are hundreds of people roaming around with video cameras and surveillance cameras everywhere. What's the more likely reason? The one that he stated. He told everybody willing to listen that he was there to help people with first aid. Now, suppose you believe he wasn't. Let's suppose that you think that was a clever ruse, all designed to make him look like a real innocent kid. Well, he has mayhem and murder in his heart. He's still going to wear the latex gloves to indicate that he's there for medical services. It would not be genuine, but that would be the reason. You'd put on the latex gloves to let everybody know, you see here, I'm here for medical purposes. But in this Kenosha shooting deal, the most logical explanations, the simplest explanations, are always dismissed in favor of conspiracy. Like my video? and subscribe to my channel.